Hello, Leo. Welcome back. In this video, we're talking about one of the biggest energetic shifts of this cycle. The lunar nodes moving into Aquarius and Leo. More specifically, we're looking at the north node in Aquarius and the south node in Leo and what it means for you on a soul level, especially when it comes to identity, relationships, partnership, and the way you're being asked to grow. Now, if you're new to astrology, the lunar nodes are not planets. They're mathematical points, but they carry a lot of meaning. They show us where we've been, what feels familiar, what we may be ready to release, and where life is encouraging us to evolve next. The South Node shows the patterns we already know. It can represent gifts, instincts, talents, and behaviors that come naturally. But it can also show where we tend to over-rely on old ways of being. The North Node, on the other hand, points towards growth. It can feel unfamiliar at first, sometimes even uncomfortable, but it leads us towards a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. So for Leo, this is especially personal because the South Node is moving through your own sign, while the North Node is moving into Aquarius, your opposite sign. So we're using whole sign house systems. So because of this, it's going to activate your first house and your seventh house. So that means this cycle's asking big questions about who you are on your own and who you become when you open yourself to true partnership. So the question here during this transit, are you going to keep defining your life by who you are alone? Or are you ready to discover who you become through meaningful connection? So let's start with where the energy is showing up for you. The North Node in Aquarius is moving through your seventh house. So this is the area of your relationships. It's your marriage, long-term commitments, business partnerships, contracts, clients, negotiation, collaboration, and one-on-one connections. So for Leo, growth is coming through other people, not in a way that takes your power away, but in a way that teaches you how to share space, share vision, and build something that is bigger than what you can create alone. Now, Aquarius adds an important flavor here. It brings friendship, objectivity, independence, future-focused thinking, and a need for equality. So it isn't about dramatic one-side relationships. It's about connections where both people are free, respected, and growing. The South Node in Leo is moving through your first house. This is the house of your identity, your self-image, independence, personality, confidence, appearance, personal goals, and how you move through the world. Because this is happening in your own sign, it can feel very personal for you. You may find yourself questioning who you've been, how you present yourself, and whether certain parts of your identity still feel authentic. The South Node here is not here. The South Node is not here to take away your light. It's here to show you where you may have become too attached to doing life completely on your own, always being the strong one, or needing to be recognized in order to feel secure. Now, let's talk about the South Node in Leo, because this is where life is starting to highlight old habits that are ready to be softened. And I want to be very clear. This is not about becoming smaller. It's not about dimming your light, hiding your confidence, or pretending you don't have gifts. This is about balance. Leo energy is warm, it's creative, it's generous, expressive, and it's powerful. But during this cycle, you're being asked to notice where self-focus, pride, or the need to be seen may be getting in the way of your deeper connection. So Leo, you're naturally capable. You know how to take charge, make decisions, and trust your instincts. But during this transit, independence can become isolation if you refuse any kind of support, collaboration, or any honest feedback. The North Node in Aquarius reminds you that partnerships is not a weakness. Letting somebody meet you halfway does not make you less powerful. It may actually make your life more stable, more inspiring, and more aligned. So many Leos, they take pride in what they create and accomplish. And honestly, that makes sense. You're here to express something unique. But the challenge becomes when achievement becomes the only place you look for your identity. You got to ask yourself, who am I when I'm not performing? Who am I when no one's clapping? Who am I when I'm simply being myself? Your value exists beyond what you produce. You are worthy enough even when you're resting, learning, changing, or allowing others to take the lead for just one moment. Leo energy loves to be seen and appreciated. And there is nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants to feel valued. But this nodal cycle asks you to notice when outside approval starts controlling your confidence. If your sense of self rises and falls based on attention, praise, likes, applause, or recognition, then this transit may bring that pattern into awareness. This lesson is to build confidence from the inside out. So appreciation becomes something beautiful to receive, not something you depend on to feel whole. So the South Node in the first house can create a feeling of, I know what's best. I can handle it. I'll figure it out myself. And sometimes your instincts are right, but sometimes another person's perspective can reveal something you completely missed. This cycle rewards listening as much as leading. It asks you to practice partnership, not only when it's easy, but especially when it challenges your usual way of doing things. So healthy confidence is magnetic. It inspires people. It helps you lead. It helps you to create. But pride becomes a problem when it prevents you from apologizing, learning, adapting, or admitting that someone else may actually have a point. Aquarius brings intellectual humility. It says, stay open, stay curious. Let the conversation change you. Your goals matter. Your dreams matter. Your career, creativity, and personal ambitions are still important. But this cycle reminds you that meaningful relationships deserve equal investment. The right people do not distract you from your path. They help you walk it with more clarity, strength, and support. Now let's move into the North Node in Aquarius in your 7th house, because this is where your growth is. During this cycle, your greatest opportunities may come through other people. Instead of asking, how can I do this myself? Start asking, who can I build this with? Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, whether it's romance, friendship, business, or creative collaboration. The goal is equality. You're not being asked to lose yourself in someone else. You're being asked to create connections where both people have room to fully be themselves. That is the real lesson of Aquarius in the 7th house. Two individuals choosing to grow together without controlling, competing with, or overshadowing one another. Aquarius teaches teamwork, networks, community, and shared vision. You may notice breakthroughs coming through joint ventures, business partnerships, creative teams, community spaces, professional networking, or collaborations that connect with you and people who think differently than you. Working alongside others can accelerate your growth, especially when you allow space for different ideas, different skills, and different perspectives. Leo is often gifted in expressing ideas and confidence. You can inspire, motivate, and bring energy into a room. But this cycle asks you to develop the other side of communication, listening. Listening creates understanding. Understanding builds trust. And trust is what allows relationships to deepen. Aquarius reminds us that some of the strongest relationships are built on friendship first, whether in love, business, or creative partnership. Look for people who respect your individuality and support your evolution. A healthy partnership does not require one person to shrink so the other person can shine. It allows both people to shine in their own way. Leo feels deeply, and the emotional passion is part of your gift, but Aquarius brings perspective. It helps you step back and ask, what is actually happening here? What assumptions am I making? How can I respond thoughtfully instead of reacting immediately? The kind of objectivity can bring more peace into your relationships because it allows you to communicate from clarity instead of defensiveness. So the North Node in Aquarius also supports meeting new people from different backgrounds, industries, communities, and perspectives. So unexpected introductions may lead to long-term opportunities, so stay open. The person who changes your direction may not look like somebody you expected. Let yourself be surprised by people who enter your life during this chapter. This is going to be one of the most relationship-focused nodal cycles Leo can experience. Some relationships may deepen into commitments. Others may naturally fade if they're built on imbalance, competition, control, or unmet expectations. If a relationship requires you to perform, always lead, always prove yourself, or always carry the emotional weight, this cycle may make that harder to ignore. At the same time, the people entering your life during this period may become incredibly important. They may help you see yourself differently, challenge your challenge you in productive ways, or open doors you could not have opened alone. So look for relationships built on honesty, equality, mutual respect, and shared purpose. That is where the North Node is leading you. So at its core, this natal cycle teaches you true leadership isn't about standing above others. It's about standing beside them. The South Node reminds you not to become trapped in ego, excessive independence, or the need to always be the strongest person in the room. The North Node teaches you that cooperation, humility, authentic partnership create a richer and more meaningful life. This is one of the most defining chapters of your personal evolution. The South Node in Leo encourages you to release excessive self-focus, pride that prevents growth, and the need for constant validation, and the belief that strength means carrying everyone else. The North Node in Aquarius invites you to build meaningful partnerships, embrace collaboration, strengthen your communication, expand your network, and create relationships based on equality and mutual respect. By the end of this nodal cycle, you may actually discover that your greatest achievements were never meant to be accomplished in isolation. They were meant to be shared with people who celebrate your success, challenge you to grow, and walk beside you as equals. When you move from me to we, you don't lose your light. You give it opportunity to illuminate something farther greater than yourself. This is a true gift the North Node in Aquarius is offering. It's a future built not only on individual brilliance, but a meaningful connection shared on purpose and lasting impact. So if you find this type of content to be helpful, please be sure to subscribe, share, like, and comment. All of that helps the channel to grow, and it does push this video out to others looking for the exact same information as you. So I love you guys, and until the next one, I will talk to you soon.